Hey YouTube land, Tyconters there doing another action figure review for the new year. So this is 2022. 21 has just been and gone. Well, hopefully at the time of recording this video and the time of you watching this video, you'll understand what I'm on about. But if you're watching it way down the line, then you'd be like, what? So today I am taking a quick look at a new figure that I received recently, which is this guy. Now initially I wasn't bothered going to pick this one up, but they went up on Amazon.com. The price dropped to, I think it was about $10. So normally they're 20. So I was kind of jumped at the opportunity. I picked him up and a few other cheap multiverse figures. And I'm going to try and pronounce his name, but I'm going to completely fudge it up because I cannot pronounce his name properly. So it's King Shazam. I'm not good at pronouncing his name, so you'll have to count how many times I completely fudge it up throughout the entire review. So before we get on to his figure, he does come with a collectible trading card in the box. Real name Billy Batson. With the defeat of the Twisted Dark Knights, the Batman Who Laughs sought to create a new team by infecting 6 heroes with a strain of the Joker venom that transformed them. Among those chosen for his evil army was Billy Batson, the wielder of the power of Shazam. After infection, Shazam was donned Superman and bringing him to their side. Donned the name King Shazam and was tasked with infecting Superman and bringing him to their side. That makes more sense. So, the box you get is a standard multiverse box. The only difference on the back, it shows an image of the actual character inside, as opposed to the actual as opposed to the other figures. They reuse the cards, the packing card art, and they used to have art, comic book art, but unfortunately they changed that up. I do kind of wish they kind of had the comic book art. So other figures in this wave include the white version of Flash, which I think is, does he have a Hot Pursuit Flash? Dark Knight's Metal Batman with the axe guitar. Movie version Aquaman from Justice League. Dark Knight Metal's Wonder Woman with that weird chainsaw thing, and then it's Justice League, I think that's Darkseid. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the normal version Darkseid or the armored version. I think the image on the box for both were the same, so it could be either or. So for other accessories, you get the good old trusty stand, and you actually get 2 fists. Now you get 2 punching fists. I will say that the paint apps aren't the best on this. It looks like, I'm trying to figure out if it's been cast in the actual skin tone, but I don't think so. I think that's painted. I think it's cast in the dark brown that up here is, but that looks painted as well, so it's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't look like it's cast in any of the colors that it comes in, hence why you have a lot of blobbing paint, kind of bleeding. I'm not sure if these spikes are supposed to be painted all the way down to the gauntlet. He does have these spikes on his gauntlet, and you can see there's paint blemish there where the brown is added, so I'm not too sure what the story with that is. He has the same things on his hands, or on the hands that come included in the figure. The silver seems to be a bit more predominant on these ones, so it's hard to tell if the silver is meant to go all the way, because you can see there's a sculpting over the kind of blade, or not the blade, but the pointy bit is. Overall, he's an interesting figure. It's not one I would normally pick up. He does look like he has a more kind of movie-verse style bodysuit going on. It has more detailing, so it is possible that this might get reused for a actual Shazam style movie version figure if they go that route. It does look like these gauntlets are a separate piece that are just stuck over these arms, because they are rubber and they're not actually, I don't think they're part of the sculpt. This is a separate piece. And likewise with the boots, the sculpting for the boots goes for his hair, and these are just plugged in. From what I can see, it's a separate piece. Articulation wise, you can do forward, back. He has the double diaphragm joint and the waist joint. Now he does have the lightning bolt symbol, but it doesn't really get in the way. It's done so that it can be moved out of the way. He does have a kind of rubbery rubbery piece for the crotch area, which is better than having a solid one, because sometimes with the really solid ones it really hinders the articulation. The one thing I'm not a huge fan on this figure is, even though the head sculpt is fantastic and it looks really, really good, I don't know much about the source material for the Batman Who Laughs storyline, so I don't know how true to comic accuracy this guy is. But I'm more familiar with the Shazam with the white cape, obviously, where he has the red white kind of suit without the hood. So it's just something I kind of wish you had an optional non-hooded version, but I don't know if he actually has the hood off during that comic series, so maybe this is the way he looks the whole time. It is separate. They did his head similar to how they did the old Arrow one. Instead of having a base neck joint at the base of the neck, it goes into the base of the head, it goes into the base of the neck. So if I just bring in Batman here for a second, so you can see the ball joint is on where the head connects onto the neck portion. For Shazam here, his one goes all the way down into the neck section, so that's an older way. I think they've done that before on some figures. It wasn't great on some, but it does seem to work quite well on him. It does hide that. The cowl piece does hide the seam, so you don't see it as much. His arms can go out that much. They can rotate all the way around, but they're a little bit hindered by this big cloak piece. He does have the bicep swivel, if I can get it to move. So he does have a bicep swivel, dual jointed elbows. It has the hands that can pop out, and then you can replace them with the punchy fists. He's going to get pists, but yeah, punchy fists. They do pop in on a peg. If I can get this one back in, hang on, I've angled the and down a bit so it's not going straight onto the thing, but there, it pops into place. And then knees have dual joints. There's not much of a turn. There's no boot cut, even though it is a separate piece, which is interesting. And you have a rocker ankle joint with a toe, and you have the peg holes on the back. The cloak is quite nice. It has that kind of really weird texturing to it. It looks like it's like torn material of some kind. He does look very much, it has a very similar vibe to the King Robin figure, with this kind of almost like feathered cowl piece, which is kind of cool. I'm assuming that's where the King Robin kind of design comes from as well. And don't know if he was part of the Infected figures. I'm just going to put his foot peg in the thing so you can see it in. I'm not sure. I don't think the King Robin had was part of the was it the Batman Who Laughs lineup. I think he was part of the Dark Metals lineup, if I remember correctly. But they do kind of share that similar kind of design aspect with the feathered cowl piece, which is kind of cool. I would have loved to seen a kind of lightning effect to come with him. Maybe if we do get another version of this guy down the line. With, as I said, the bodysuit looks very much like a, we just flip around the back of the box, you can see the lightning effect. If there was another version, like kind of movie based version, hopefully they would do lightning effects with that. Maybe a hand with lightning coming out of it, kind of sculpted and painted. I think they've done that for maybe, have they done that for any figure yet? I know Hasbro's done that for some figures, like the Emperor with a hand with the lightning coming out. So McFarlane could kind of follow suit with something similar to that. Would be pretty cool. So just for a scale comparison, and because I have some figures handy, we'll bring in good old Batman again. So these are 7-inch scale figures. This is Justice League Batman with the goggles up. I think he was the exclusive version. The goggles down was the default version. I will be getting around to reviewing the Justice League figures at some point. Here is one of the good old NECA Xenomorphs. While I knock everyone over. Come on, Mr. Xenomorph, just stand up. Doesn't want to stand, do you? Put your arms down a bit. Maybe articulate a bit better. Is the Scorpion alien from the NECA Kenner tribute line. Here is NECA's Flash Gordon, just to bring him in. Bring in a Predator figure. This is the older version of Ahab. Put over here. This is not the Ultimate Ahab, so it has the more solid body without the diaphragm joint. And no double hinge. Bring in, is it Omega? Is it the weird Batman variant? Just get him to stand properly. There's Omega Batman. I think it's Omega Batman. Pretty sure that's him. Stand him in the back there. So you can see a couple of scale variations between the figures. All in all, he's actually a pretty decent figure. I thought he wouldn't be as good because I don't know much about... I'm not a big fan of the character. I've never been a huge fan of the Shazam character, or I don't know much about the lore behind him. So I was kind of skeptical going into who say the most, because I wouldn't say he would be my top tier DC characters. Batman, Superman, all them would be, but overall he's a really cool figure. And again, I do hope we get a kind of more normal version later down the line, because that way you can have him going kind of toe to toe with Batman. I do suspect that once the Black Adam film drops, the one with The Rock, we'll see a Black Adam in this kind of similar style suit with the, you know, detailing on it, and we might see a Zachary Levi Shazam figure as well. So hopefully those will be on the way from McFarlane. But as I say, just, you know, I hope you enjoyed this video as well. So as I say, welcome to 2022. Hopefully it wasn't too long and boring for you. Well, not the year, but the video. I do appreciate my subscription base and the followers I have. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I'm hoping to get some new content and new stuff done this year. I have big plans for my channel. I just haven't been able to get them off the ground because I've been doing other stuff, and we've been in lockdown a few times, and things, you know, usual things have been delaying stuff. So once I get up and running, I'm going to be doing some new videos. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video review, and as I say, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.